Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have the Venom, a part of the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro Wave type thingy. Technically a part of the celebrating 85 years anniversary collection of figures. The most random collection of figures I've ever seen, but probably some of the best figures I've ever seen. The ones I've opened, of course. And I'm very excited to get my hands on this Venom. I've been needing a more comic accurate Venom. I do have the Venom and Knoll 2 pack, but that Venom's not exactly what I envision when I envision Venom. And he uses that movie body style, and I'm not the biggest fan of that body type. I think this one suits Venom a little bit better, a little bit bulkier. Not quite as tall, but still a pretty decent size for Venom. So I'm very excited to open this one up. Starting with the front of the package, you do have this nice artwork here, the nice retro style Spider-Man packaging with the Venom right there. And then, of course, the figure right there in the front. If you turn it around, you do have Venom on the back, a little bit of a bio and all the different languages you might want to know. Shows you what you can do with the figure, swapping head, swapping hands, stuff like that. And now we can transition to the figure. Okay, so this is pretty much all you get, starting with, of course, the accessories, which include one Venom head right here, looking fairly decent. I popped on the other one just because of articulation purposes. The tongue's going to get in the way when I go over the body, so I took this one off. But this is, of course, one of the alternate head sculpts, the one with the tongue sticking out. It's nice and long, looking fantastic. I like the sculpt work on the eyes. I think it looks really, really nice. And then the teeth, all of that looking really, really great. And then the tongue, of course, looking just as gross as you would expect. And then, of course, you have two regular old fist hands right here. Fairly typical fist hands, about what you would expect on any action figure, but scaled up to be Venom sized, and they look very good. You have the nice black, almost rectangles. They're more. Oh, what's the name of the shape? It's like a starts with an O or an A. It's one of those, or a trapezoid, something like that. Not quite a rectangle or a square, so that is cool. And then, of course, the figure itself right here, the Venom figure, looking very, very nice. You do have this alternate head sculpt right here, which is just more smiling, more basic, standard Venom. And then, of course, his grabby hands on either hand. Not identical on either hand. This one's a little bit more closed than this one, but both look fairly decent. And then you have some nice kind of veiny, tendrily bits on the forearms. Everything else is fairly smooth across the board. You do have, his muscles popping out and being all muscly, but everything else is pretty standard Venom stuff. Very sleek and tight. Love, love, love the logo on the chest. I guess technically it's the Venom logo now. It's not quite the Spider-Man logo, so you can, I guess, call this the Venom logo in a way. But it looks really, really nice, and I do like it. My dogs are making noise. But yeah, I love the overall design of it. There's not much to go over. It's all black and it's all white right here. So, as far as like design details, there's not much going on here besides the look of the figure. And he looks absolutely stunning. So I guess we can go ahead and transition to talking about articulation, starting with the head sculpt, which I've noticed is, you know, you don't get much. I really do wish they would have put it on one of those disc type head articulations. They did not do that. They put it on your standard ball joint, just like so. And I do like this. I don't mind it on some figures. Some figures need the disc. I know some people don't like the way that looks, but it helps with articulation, especially on figures, when you have them crouching and they're like kind of posed up, like maybe they're crawling up a building. You need them to look up and they can't. So it's a shame there. I have seen some other content creators do edit where they take off the head sculpt and then they kind of Dremel just a tiny hole like right there just to give you a little bit more articulation, and it seems to work really, really nice and help the figure significantly, I'd say. So that might be something I look into. Just I don't know. I don't love doing stuff like that to my figures just because they are very expensive, and if I mess up, that's a lot of money down the drain. So I don't know. I'll look into it. Maybe that'll be something I look into. I don't know. But beyond that, it doesn't move around too much. You do get the side to side, which is pretty nice there for Venom. Arms come up to about right there. Not the highest, of course, but not awful. Rotates all the way around like so. It is on a butterfly joint. A little tight, but it will move. So it goes back like so, forward like so. Double jointed, not pinless elbows, unfortunately. I do wish they were pinless, but they're not. The wrist comes in and out, but it's very tight, so I haven't been able to get it to move too much, unfortunately. But it's supposed to come in and out, and then, of course, this will be the same situation. This one actually does move. The other one's just a little stiff. Maybe a fig bath would fix that, but so far, that's what I got there. As far as ab articulation, I am enthused by what we get here. I don't know how it'll play out in the end, but based on looks, we do have, the upper diaphragm cut and then the lower abdomen cut. So I do like that combo of cuts for articulation. I think it really, really benefits the figure across the board. I think all figures need to adopt this style of articulation. So starting going side to side, he does bend just a little bit, going back. Not much going back, going forward, just a little bit. And then if you add the lower half, he obviously bends quite a bit more, and then going backwards. Fairly decent stuff there for the ab articulation. About what I would want. And then, of course, if you add the legs into it, he really, really does bend pretty deeply. So that is pretty good. That's about what I would want out of a Venom figure. He does bend fairly decently. The legs, like I already mentioned, they come up to about right here, which is pretty high. It feels low, but it's only because his legs are a little shorter than his torso, and it looks a little like almost apish in a way, but I think that's like by design. That's intentional. He does have a swivel here at the thigh, rotates all the way around like so. Double jointed, not pinless knees, comes up to about right there. Unfortunate because I think not having pinless on especially these types of characters, it makes it a lot more noticeable than it would be on, I don't know, like a Wolverine or something like that, or a Cyclops. It's a bit more noticeable. This all black is broken up by these holes right here, and I just think it's a little less ignorable. There is no lower calf cut, which I appreciate. I would have hated to see a calf cut right there, and anytime you twist it a little bit, it kind of ruins the sculpt right here. So you only have the thigh cut right here, and that's pretty much how I would like it to be. But the ankle does go down to about right there and up to about right there, and then, nice swivel side to side, rotates all the way around like so. And then I guess the only thing I didn't mention was you can spin his torso around like so. So if you need him to, face the other way, I guess. That is something he could technically do, being Venom, right? I believe. But yeah, that is it for this Venom review / unboxing. I think this is a great looking figure. I'm very happy to have this in my collection. It looks like a really great representation of Venom. I do wish he was maybe a little bit bigger, but we do have other Venoms to kind of give us that specific look. So this one represents a different style of the comics, and this one is just as good as all the other types of Venoms. He's been one of those characters who's had many, many different designs over the years. So there could be multiple figures that kind of capture his essence in each of those eras, and this is just one of them. So I'm very happy to have this specific Venom. And I hope we get more down the line because, like I said, we have a lot to capture here in action figure form. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. All the things YouTubers ask you to do, just do for me as well. And I will be back with another video, hopefully very, very soon. Bye.